70 weeks, a number steeped in mystery, recorded in one of the most fascinating books of the Bible. A divine plan revealed to an exiled prophet, stretching from ancient times to the very end of human history. The prophecy of Daniel's 70 weeks. Could this be merely a narrative of the past, or does it hold the keys to understanding our future? Today we're diving deep into this remarkable timeline to uncover its secrets and reveal what it tells us about God's ultimate plan for the world. Get ready. What you're about to hear might forever change the way you see history and the future. It all begins with Daniel, a young Jewish man taken captive to Babylon. Over the years, Daniel became known for his wisdom, faith, and dedication to prayer. In his later years, Daniel cried out to God for answers. He prayed for forgiveness for his people and for the restoration of Jerusalem. It was during one of these heartfelt prayers that the angel Gabriel appeared to him with a message, not just an answer to his prayer, but a revelation of a divine plan spanning centuries. Gabriel said, 70 weeks are decreed for your people and your holy city to finish transgression, to put an end to sin, to atone for wickedness, to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. But what does this message mean? What are these 70 weeks? In the prophetic language of the Bible, the term week often represents a period of 7 years. Therefore, 70 weeks equal 490 years. This period is divided into 3 parts: 7 weeks, totaling 49 years, 62 weeks, adding up to 434 years, and 1 final week, representing 7 years. Each of these divisions points to specific and critical events in human history. The countdown of the 70 weeks begins with a decree. In 457 BC, Persian king Artaxerxes issued a decree allowing the reconstruction of Jerusalem. This event marks the start of the prophecy. The first 49 years, or 7 weeks, correspond to the time required to rebuild Jerusalem, including its walls and main structures. Despite significant challenges and opposition, the work was completed as foretold. Next comes the 62 weeks, or 434 years. When we add these 2 periods together, we arrive at a total of 483 years from the decree to rebuild. What happens at this point? Astonishingly, this brings us to 27 AD, the year when Jesus was baptized and began his public ministry. Daniel's text states, "Until the Anointed One, the ruler, there will be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The Anointed One is the Messiah, and his arrival fulfills this part of the prophecy with stunning accuracy. Now, we come to the final week, the last 7 years. But here, the prophecy takes an even more mysterious turn. Daniel states that after the 62 weeks, the Anointed One will be put to death, but not for himself. This is a clear reference to the crucifixion of Jesus, which occurred during this final period. His sacrifice opened the way for the redemption of humanity. However, the final week doesn't end here. Daniel mentions a covenant being confirmed for 1 week, but in the middle of the week, sacrifices and offerings would cease. This part of the prophecy has been interpreted in different ways. Some believe it was fulfilled with the destruction of the Jerusalem temple in 70 AD. Others see this final week as yet to come, a period that will mark the culmination of history before the return of Christ. This is where Daniel's 70 weeks intersect with the end times. Many scholars believe there's a gap between the 69th and 70th week, representing the era we live in now, the age of the church. The final week is often linked to a 7-year period known as the Great Tribulation. During this time, a global leader, referred to as the Antichrist, will make a covenant of peace, but will break it halfway through, triggering catastrophic events. Daniel says, "He will confirm a covenant with many for 1 week. But in the middle of the week, he will put an end to sacrifice and offering. And at the temple, he will set up an abomination that causes desolation until the end that is decreed is poured out on him. This is one of the most ominous passages in the Bible, yet it's also filled with hope. For at the end of these events, the Messiah will return in glory to establish his eternal kingdom. So, what does this prophecy mean for us today? First, it reminds us that God is in absolute control of history. Every event prophesied in the 70 weeks demonstrates that nothing happens by chance. Even when the world seems chaotic, God's plan is unfolding. Second, this prophecy challenges us to live with vigilance. Jesus warned us to always be ready, for no one knows the day or hour of his return. The 70 weeks are a call to take our faith seriously and trust God above all else. And finally, this prophecy points us to redemption. It reminds us that God's ultimate plan has always been to bring us back to him through the sacrifice of Christ. This plan will culminate in a glorious future when all things are restored. The 70 weeks of Daniel are not just a testimony to God's sovereignty, but an invitation to reflect on our own lives. Are we living with purpose, attentive to God's plan, or are we distracted by the fleeting things of this world? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss and learn together. If you found this content insightful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming studies. Share it with your friends and family. You could help someone better understand God's plan for humanity. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.